I thought I'd talk to you about the way that I charge or bill people, the way I expect to be paid, and I mean how I do it now, and how I used to do it. Slight differences in how I used to do it and now. I may go back to the way that I used to do it, if that makes sense. So I'm very conscious of clients watching this. I mean, I've got clients paying me in all different ways, but the general rule of, my general rule is I get paid on the day that the work is completed, or on completion of the work. Generally it's daily, because if it's £500, it's 2 days work. I'd expect to be paid half of it at the end of the first day, so £250. Hypothetically, numbers these. I mean, you might only be getting £150 a day or £100 a day, in which case it'd be £100. Hypothetically, it all depends on the job, doesn't it? I'm not talking about the price of jobs. It's how I expect to be paid. So at the end of each day, I expect to get paid. That's how it is at the moment. That's mostly, so I'll explain that. It's mostly because at the moment I only do small jobs. So I've got lots and lots and lots of smaller jobs, as opposed to on a different year I can have bigger jobs. So if they're let's say for argument's sake, you're earning £200 a day and you're doing 1 day a week for a house, which potentially would be a mansion, I should imagine. So if you're doing a big, what I call high-end houses, then more often than not they would expect to have credit. So those sort of jobs, £1,000 a month jobs I'm really talking about, I would offer credit. Credit there is normally the end of the month. I would draft a bill up and send it to them at the end of the month. Then I would give them up to 14 days to pay that bill. And if it wasn't paid, I'd have to withdraw the service, unfortunately, because my bank account just won't allow any sort of borrowing. I say that, I say my bank account, it's me. I won't allow any sort of borrowing. You can soon get into a lot of debt. I'm not a bank, I'm a gardening business. My attitude is, when you go to Tesco's, you can't push that trolley out, whether it's got 50 quid's worth of food in, or 100 or 200 or 250. They're not going to let you take that food out of that shop, or that produce or TV or whatever it is. They're not going to let you out of that shop unless you paid for it or signed up a credit agreement or whatever. I'm the same. I'm not happy until I've been paid. So I'm older now, and I've learned not to be silly with my money. So I don't want to put people off. If they've got a big house, I wouldn't necessarily expect them to pay me daily. If I'm going there 4 or 5 times, because in a 5 week month, if there's 5 Tuesdays or whatever it is, over day you're going, if there's 5 of them and it adds up to, I know, 1,250 quid, say, for argument's sake, I'm not generally going to bill weekly, because that's 5. That's going to put the number of transactions is going to go up, and if you pay an accountant like I do, you're probably going to get a bigger bill with the number of transactions going up, and the customer might not be happy if you have to keep writing a check out or doing a back payment every week. Going back to as it is at the moment, a lot of my tickets are going to be under £100, so I don't see the necessity to offer credit. So that's me. Definitely pays to write up your terms and conditions and send it out with the estimate or quotation, or application for your contract if you want to win it. Yeah, payment. I've got some people insist on paying me up front. Not many. I have heard of it before, but I haven't got many. But some people pay me in advance. So like the start of the month, they pay me, let's say it's £60 a visit, so it's £240. So they pay me £240 at the start of the month. And I've had to knock a few of them on the head. I've had to say to them, sorry, can you not do that? Because obviously with the weather being so wet, I get all behind, and then I've got their money, even if it's just for the month, £240. I've got £240 of somebody else's money sat in my account, so I don't feel great about that. It doesn't make me feel great. I'd sooner know what's in my bank account is mine and, you know, a credit from somebody. I think I've got 4 new jobs recently, which I haven't mentioned to anyone because I'm not sure if they'll let me film. I sort of feel like I need to prove that I can do a bit of work for them before I film, which is stupid really, because you only want to see the job before I've made it look beautiful, not after I've made it look beautiful. Traffic lights. Right, which lane, Steve? That one will do, because we're kind of going straight over to the right a little bit. Right, so now that I'm going in the right direction, which is back the way I came because I missed the turn, I'm going to the wrong person's house. I'm trying to think if I've even got customers down there now, because I've had a few people, unfortunately and sadly, pass away. Are we good to go? No. I wish people would signal. We got a guess, ain't ya? It was safe. We did it. It's safe. And I'm on the wrong side of the road to get into this job, and it's really busy. Just along this bit, anyway. Right. So I'm going to ask this lady if she'll let me film today. So it'll be a before. I don't want to do befores because I think I might jinx the job, and they might say, "Oh, do you know what? I've got somebody a bit cheaper or whatever." Or I've changed my mind. I'm going to do it myself. 20 mile per hour speed limits. Oh, we're at 30 now. Not that it helps because I've got to pull in a minute. If she's home, she might have guests. It's Bank Holiday Monday. Or they might have guests. They might have guests, so we'll have to have a look. I think what I'm going to do is go down, turn around, come back in order to be safe.